Blessed be all my people out there. In this video, we're going to talk about whether or not tarot and astrology is right for everybody, as well as how you can actually get something out of your readings and get more out of your readings if you know how to stay in step and work with what you're getting. This video was actually inspired by kind of a roller coaster I've been on this last 48 hours. This last Saturday, I got, it's a freaking awesome night. My cousin's fiance hooked me up with a gig doing a fairly early Halloween party. I got to dress up. I was in a room that was decked out to be this really cool speakeasy, and I was giving tarot readers to tarot readings, to everybody who wanted a reading, right? Getting back in touch with the roots, right? Getting back in touch with people coming in. They ask a question or two. Each person had about 15 minutes, and we would go, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful experience. I can't tell you, it was almost like having something put back in that I lost or had broken or taken away or something. I don't know. There was like, it was a retrieval moment. It was very, very moving. Like, I've actually been very emotional about it, right? Just feeling the love of the art as I fell in love with it, falling back in love again, like a second honeymoon kind of feel. And it was really cool because everybody who came in was ready and raring to go. They had questions. They knew what they wanted to talk about. Some of them were pretty serious concerns, by the way. I mean, one guy almost broke my heart. Another person I was actually kind of scared for, but we were able to, kind of delve into the reading and see what else was going on. It was really, again, a bit of a roller coaster, even with that experience, but it was thrilling, and it was actually fun to be there with people who were also reflective and participating and even letting me know, again, when I was picking up on things and calling things and timing things that nobody had even brought up in the conversation, right? Real old school readings the way they were meant to be. And I am so indebted to Tasha, it's my cousin's fiance, for hooking me up with the opportunity, because I have not done a live gig like that since before the pandemic. And I'm honestly now I'm kind of, it's a little short notice to even find the opportunity, but I'm actually kind of putting my feelers out there. I'm like, does anyone have an opening somewhere? We've still got a couple of weeks till Halloween. Get me back out there. Because that's the world I remember. And even just getting a chance to connect with that and be able to have that experience and really, have a magical experience with people having a magical experience, getting real psychic readings it's just tops, and the slump of the roller coaster that I've been on really kind of crashed today. A few hours ago, I had a very, very unpleasant reading. Well, call. We'll just call it a call. It wasn't really a reading with somebody. We couldn't really do anything psychic because it was just so out of control emotionally. But it was not good. And it just kind of made me think of the difference between the magic and the beauty and the love of the party experience and the tarot and astrology world I remember from pre-pandemic and what it's been this last few years. But it's also got me more fired up, instead of thinking about business and thinking about trying to seem compassionate and trying not to make anyone feel alienated. Now I'm kind of like, no, fuck, I don't care. It's time to start disowning shit. There is something that you got to understand about readings, whether it's a one-on-one reading with a reader who gives personal readings, and I do give personal readings, right? I get serious and I give readings to people, phone, Zoom, Skype, or if there's a party and and it's a gig, in person. And if you want to get something out of those readings, or again, even if you're just watching readings, weeklies, monthlies, it doesn't matter, you have to be able to show up and be tuned in for them. But this person, was almost like every single bad modern tarot and astrology fangirl stereotype rolled up into a single person. They were cutting me off, interrupting, changing the subject mid-reading, complaining, constantly badgering, all over the place. Couldn't even sit down and just have a talk. Couldn't even respect what was going on. And they paid for it. And typically I'm kind of like, look, honey, you decide how you want to manage your time. I've done that to people before. It's like, look, you paid for this hour and you decided to waste half of it rambling on your life story. If I'm feeling polite, I might try to contain you and stop you from sabotaging your own reading. But in this situation, I was just kind of like, I'm just done. You know, after half an hour of trying to get this person to let me actually give the reading, they started to chew me out about how much they paid for the reading. And I did say, you decide how you want to spend your time. You've not let me even get started on a single damn question. You've cut me off every step of the way. And I was feeling generous at the time. And I said, now I don't have another person after you for another hour. We can go another half hour, but I want you to stop trying to have the reading you think this is supposed to be and let me give you a reading as it's supposed to be. And they couldn't even do that. They couldn't even take the freebie I was giving them and do anything good with it. And so I decided to say, I refund you. And I did. I refunded them. I was like, here's your money back. You stole my time and my energy, but I'm going to give you your money back because I'm never letting you back. And I blocked them. I blocked them I can block people on my scheduler app so that whenever they try to come up, it blocks them. It's kind of like, I mean, there are things that I kind of see every once in a while that make me go, do you really care about this, the way it can actually work? Or are you just really involved in your own self right now? And of course, they were talking about how much they like tarot and how much they love tarot and how much they love my channel and how long they've been following me, right? Doing the building a case thing where they kind of fawn and pressure at the same time. I think y'all know what I'm talking about when I talk about that. But it was also done in the way where it's kind of like, I'm going to be rude to you, but I'm also going to tell you how much esteem I have for you so that when I'm being rude and disrespectful and even aggressive, hopefully you'll remember the nice things I said while I'm being toxic. That doesn't work for me. I just disseminated everything that goes into that tactic, well, just this last 15 seconds. It was that sophomoric middle, right? That stereotypical, oh, I'm really into astrology, I'm really into tarot, let me tell you how I'm an awakened expert kind of crap. And let me tell you how much I like you before I spit in your face. It's so weird how people who claim to know something about this and love it and study it have less respect and less situational awareness. I look at the party and I'm kind of like, 9 out of 10 of those people never had a reading before, and the 1 out of 10 who did, it had been decades. And they were all chill, and they were all respectful. Truck drivers from Spokane, Washington, who want to sit down and have a talk and do a reading. And they asked good questions. It's like they knew how to do it. Just having those contrasts so close together really kind of just got my brain kind of working, got my brain kind of boiling. And it was, I mean, and that's kind of, but it also kind of woke me up to, you know, what I kind of missed. You know, I had a chat with somebody the other day about finding healthy community and people to connect with and study with and work with when it comes to, you know, not only tarot and astrology, but anything paranormal and mystical. And I'm kind of like, honestly, like the toxic ones are typically the most outspoken ones in the middle, right? The ones who are really eager and authentic and open and are respectful and have their shit together are either A, the absolute beginners who are coming in for the first time, or the experts who've been doing it forever. It's in the middle where you got to be careful. And they're not all bad, obviously. There are plenty of people in the middle that are actually really, really cool, and and even if they know a lot about it, they're smart and they're respectful. But most of that toxic stuff you see right in that sophomoric kind of place. And it was just weird to observe. Like, wait a second. I expected, the fearful, person who never got it before, who was like kind of nervous and, was feeling like, oh my God, well, my girlfriend just put me up to this. And so she was just kind of there, like dumped in front of me. She did this better than this so-called Tarot and Astrology is my life person from my appointment today. And it's not like these were light, fluffy questions. It's not like it was party atmosphere the whole way across. First off, nobody was intoxicated, which is good because I do not read for people who are intoxicated. But number two, some of these questions I was getting at this party were very serious. One person was ready to make a really scary life step as far as basically just packing up everything and leaving the West Coast. Another person, was really worried about his health, and I could feel all of it. And my heart was breaking for another question that was coming up. But they let me be the reader. They didn't glom. They didn't grasp. They didn't hook and claw and drain. They let me be the reader. And they knew how to do that. To the people who want the experience of being able to have a real reading and have a mystical experience and get answers to questions and what you've got going on in your life, who want to come in and engage and talk and connect and be respectful and look into the future or look into things unseen or even, yes, unravel things from the past, you are welcome. And if you're capable of letting a reading be a reading, I welcome you. If you can't, and you're still just wrapped up in whatever your sensations are, I don't even think tarot and astrology is right for you. It's only going to make things worse for you. And so honestly, it's even from a point of caring and concern. Maybe this stuff is just going to drive you crazy. When you have somebody reach out to you in an email 2 months after you said they were going to be able to meet, a new partner through a friend of theirs that they would reconnect with that they hadn't seen since college, and then that person reaches out to you and says, holy shit, you'll never imagine what happened. My old roommate is coming into town for so-and-so's birthday and we're all going to get together. It's happening. And then a week later, they email again and they say, look, I just met this person at this party through my friend. Then okay, I made a connection and this is somebody who's paying attention. And guess what? I'm not gaslit into thinking I'm, losing my edge. And this person actually just got a new partner. That is a cool way readings can go. That is a good way to see readings actually work. When you're watching your weeklies and your monthlies, are you reflecting? Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention to what is going on, what is being predicted, or are you too busy trying to relate it to what you're going through when you're watching the video? It doesn't make any sense to do that if it's a week ahead of schedule or a month ahead of schedule. But are you paying attention as you go along? Hell, I mean, the Virgos for this week had, let's see, I put that video up and then I put the Virgos weeklies up. I think it was either Saturday night or Sunday morning. But there was a prediction for the Virgos, 6 of Pentacles reversed, cutting something off, blocking somebody out, turning something down, turning something away, or canceling something. Yeah, I did. I literally did. That literally is the story that I'm telling you right now. If you let things show up for you, and you let the reading be an experience that you observe and participate in, minding, of course, that you have free will, it can do a lot more for you than if you make it just an emotional experience. Check in with your stuff and respect this art, and it can actually do good for you. But if you're lying and you're cutting people off and you're manipulating and you're offloading like crazy and you'd rather do something that's going to help you process than be productive, then you might as well go to somebody who's a fake, because you don't even know how to do this right. And you don't know how to listen when you're being shown. So you might as well be with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing either. I think because this art isn't for everybody. And maybe it's time to fess up where it might be not right. If you think the person I'm talking about is you. It's not. This is actually an individual whose name I'm just not going to let out, because even though I'm pissed at them, I'm not going to dox them like crazy here on YouTube. Okay, I'm not that heartless. So that's all I've got for today. I just felt like putting up a little bit of a spiel. I hope that this isn't too much of a downer for people, but maybe for some people it's a bit of a wake-up call. Okay? And for those of you who, who have survived the video, what do you think we can do to get back to maybe respect for the art for what it was intended for? So I think I'm going to wrap it here. You all take care. Thank you so much for dropping by and listening to me offload a little bit. And I will see you all again soon.